folks so we can get everybody on over there. A challenge tour to Europe to buy assets. I like that.
Love that, Kim.
Hopefully once this is all over, we'll be spending a little bit of time in Europe. I know there was some plans for a few events and meetings out there. So hopefully once travel gets back to normal, we'll be spending a little bit of time out there. I know there was some.
Yeah, we did 2 masterminds out there, and obviously with the travel halted. But yeah, we're definitely wanting to head back in the UK area, and some nice little masterminds that we have popping up around there. So we have some great communities in the UK area. So this will be fun to kind of travel. Once travel is lifted, we'll be able to pop on over. Thanks, Quentin.
And welcome to everybody joining us on Facebook Live. We're getting you guys going a little bit earlier today, so you have plenty of time to jump on before Roland gets on with us here in the next 5 minutes. So I just wanted to get on so you guys could all join us. So hello to everybody there. Thanks for joining. Hey, Sunny, how's it going? Glad you're excited to get going.
Gia, if you're not able to see people's chat, go down. Are you able to see where it says panelists and attendees? You're doing that. You should be able to see it. Let's see.
Yeah, for those of you on Zoom, there's in the 2 drop down, or you can just click the all panelists and attendees above my name. If you click that, it'll reset your default. Unfortunately, it defaults to just sending messages directly to us. It's a Zoom security upgrade they did. That is a bummer, unfortunately.
Okay, so someone tell me, I want to hear good things. What have you done since yesterday? If you did your homework first, put did in the line. We want to see it. And again, don't forget that Roland likes to give away a ton of bonuses. So make sure you're excited on the call today. It gets him excited. When he gets excited, he teaches more. It'll be fantastic. So make sure that you're obviously giving us the excitement, showing Roland some love. Let's see. Good job, Andrew. And then Andre, good.
We got Rick and Cheryl and Keith all on Facebook that got their homework done. We'll mark that down. Yeah, don't forget everybody who let us know that they did their homework. We're keeping tabs on that just so you guys know. And all of you that did your homework and let us know will be getting access to that Growth Ramp Intensive at the end of the challenge. So we'll be uploading all of your emails into our membership site, so it has that recording, and you guys will be able to get access there.
Quentin, I saw your question, and yes, you'll have all of that this afternoon. I'll send all that to you, so don't worry. I just have to go back and get some recordings and things for you. So don't stress, I'll have all that in your hands this afternoon. Gia, that's a bonus on the machine. Okay, let's see here.
Absolutely, Quentin, absolutely. We got over on Facebook, Rose, Will, Gabriel, all got their stuff done. Judy.
Right. Here's another question. Who's been sharing? Who's been sharing the challenge with other people? I want to hear that. Oh, well, Kim, we'll have to tell you on today's call. We'll let Roland be the one that tells all that. But who's been sharing? Huh? What'd you say, Matt?
No, it's Renee. Renee has been sharing.
Oh, good.
On Facebook is great. I know we've had quite a few people share, which has been awesome. So glad to see we've got a fantastic group to finish out this week, and we're excited about it.
Yeah, super excited. And we've had some great new additions, like people that are really jumping in, and so guys, don't be afraid to, if you just joined us over the weekend, that's okay. Like, we're glad you're here, so we'll get you caught up to speed. But we're so glad that everyone shared with you if you're new here. That's okay, Quentin. Don't worry about it. We got you, brother. Felita, I saw that you've been sharing a lot. So that's fantastic. I saw that you had invited people to the Facebook group. Just remember, though, you have to invite them to participate in the challenge, not just to the Facebook group. So just make sure that you do that. They have to join the challenge and then be in the Facebook group.
Awesome. Well, today, so you guys know, we are going to be covering outreach today, which is actually a really fun day. And I know Roland's got some templates to share with you guys and some scripts. So I know some people had some questions about what to say and how to outreach and how to get a deal done. And Roland's going to be talking about that today and going over that. So very exciting. This is a great call. And then tomorrow we'll be covering our creative financing, which I know everybody loves when we get there, and really some fantastic nuggets to pull out of today and tomorrow. So I think you guys are going to leave the next 2 days with some really great takeaways and ready to get you going. So we laid the groundwork, we got everything ready, and now it's time to get some ideas on how to put into action. So very excited to get on with day 4 and 5. I can't believe we're already here.
I know, right? It's hard to believe that we're already on day 4. It's fantastic. Well, there's Mr. Frazier.
How you doing?
Good.
Hey, great. Getting everybody on, saying hello.
Excellent. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing today? Good to have you here.
Everyone's been telling you if they did their homework, Roland. So if you'll see, they've been saying that they did their homework.
Ooh, fantastic. Hey, Kareem. Hey, Harold. Hey, Brian. Awesome. I love that we are here on day 4. This is exciting. There we go. I am very excited to have you guys here today. And let me be sure I catch everybody. So if you're on Facebook, I do not see your comments. Matt is seeing those. So when you hear me calling out people's names, I am not ignoring you guys. I just can only look at so many screens at one time. But hey, Gia, Christopher, good to see you. Kareem, Harold, awesome. Brian, Todd, great to have you guys here. Andre, hello with the hand. Ciao, Nino. Ken, how's it going? Nice to see you. Kim, also. Charles, Roy, Brea, Justin, Amara. Awesome. Good to see all you guys. James is already starting in. He's not saying hi. He's just like, so one of the businesses I looked up, agents looking for financials, Facebook profile, etc. Are they looking to sell her for a date? Love it, James. Preston, how you doing this morning? Good morning. Gene, nice to see you. Did your homework, but so many companies that you would not touch. That's part of the process, right? Calvin, good to see you. Felita. Tony, nice to see you. Tony, James, Calvin, did your homework. 27 companies, overachiever. Love that. Preston, good to see you. Fantastic. Love it. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is for all of you who are on Facebook who do not believe, because Matt said that a lot of you guys are saying this is not live. This is not live. It is live. We're here right now. So what I decided to do today, just to prove it to you, let's see, I have all panelists. There we go. And I've got advanced sharing options. So I have new screens that I'm not used to here. So bear with me there we go. So here's what I want to do. I want to show you, this is the Wall Street Journal. Look at the date, May 12th, 2020. So this is today's Wall Street Journal. We are in fact going live today on May 12th, 2020. So for all of you doubters, it is indeed live. And when I'm calling out names, because this is what I figured, is that for those of you on Facebook who are like, this isn't live, number one, does it really matter? It is live, but does it really matter if you're getting great stuff? But number two, I'm just seeing the names, like I said, of everybody here. And Dolores is like, yes, it's live. He's like, proud of life. Yes. But I don't see your names. Matt is taking care of you guys. So if you hear me calling out people that you don't see, that's why, because we're on a Zoom call right now that is streaming also to Facebook. Welcome to day 4. I'm excited to have you guys here. We're excited to get going. Before we do, we have, I think, some administrative-y kinds of announcements. So Matt and Deanna, what do we have?
Well, I guess, Rollins, we had some questions on where we sit in terms of hitting our goals. So we leave that up to you if you want to let everybody know where we're at.
Our goals, the goal that we hit, you mean?
Oh, yeah, that goal.
Yes, yeah. So we told you guys we were shooting for 1,200 folks to be involved in the movement of this challenge on this go round, and I am so psyched. Thank you, Brian and Gia and Dolores, everybody. It's really, really cool. We're happy that we got that. It's good for you because what do we have behind door number 1, Matt, as the bonus that they have won? I need some like music kind of going.
We do need some theme music, but we've got the LOI mastery call with Grant Teeple, resident M&A attorney and expert. So that'll be a recording that we send to you guys as soon as this is over. To go along with that, we'll also have the LOI agreement template, so letter of intent agreement template that you can swipe. And we also have our call with Mr. Adam Lyons, the reverse interview with Roland, as you guys got to meet him the other day, which would be a really fun call. And we've got that coming up on Thursday. So nice. Super exciting for that. So everybody watch the Facebook group. We'll be posting that. It'll be the same time, same place here on Facebook Live as well as on Zoom. So we'll make sure everybody gets the links they need and finds out about that call. So great work on that. Thanks for sharing, everybody. And
thank you, everybody.
Great to hit a goal. It's really fun.
That's fantastic. Love it. Any other administrative or other stuff before we dive into the day 4 content, guys?
I don't think so. Thank you to everyone that has been, again, active in the Facebook group. Man, you guys are so good. You're active. You're commenting on each other's Facebook posts. You're lifting each other up. You're helping answer questions. And so congratulations to all of you for being so involved. We're so happy. I think I've got everyone's emails caught up to date. So thank you again for reaching out to me if you had questions. Again, if you need something, I'm going to pop my name and email and phone number in there. You guys can reach out. I'm here to support you any way we can.
Nice. And Deanna, did you get somebody in there and did your hair for you? Because you're looking awful fancy in there.
Oh, no, but thank you, Roland.
Okay. I didn't know if I had to call the quarantine police to come and get, well, actually, you guys have some stores open in Texas now, right?
We do. Some.
Just a few, and the lines are too long, and I don't want to wait in lines, so.
Yeah, not a line waiter. That's why you buy the store. Then you don't have to wait in line. You go in the owner's entrance. I love it. Okay, well, everybody, we are going to start day 4 today, and this is super fun. Let me get off of the Wall Street Journal and onto the presentation. Okay, we do that, and then we hit that, and then we do that, then we hit that button. And like magic, it comes up. So today we are covering some new stuff, but before we do that, let's just review homework. So your homework from last time that you should have completed was to search Biz Buy Sell. Please give me a did it in the, and remember, we have prizes. Give me the did it if you did the homework in the chat. That's what I'm looking for. Awesome. I see lots of people saying did it. Did it in the chat, and we're watching both Facebook and Zoom. So let me know, did it. Come on, give me some more messages. Got a few. Come on, if you did your homework. I'm only thinking there's like 20 people did their homework. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting there. Justin, Dolores, love it. Cool. Okay, more and more people. Men, love it. Okay, I want to know. We got to know you're here. We thrive off of your energy and give back, right? So searching Biz Buy Sell, that was the number 1 thing. Number 2 was analyzing for good or bad. Now, by analyzing, I didn't mean you need to go and ask for cash flow statements and financial statements and all that kind of stuff. It was just based on some of that overall stuff that we were talking about yesterday, analyzing it that way, right? Looking at some of the main things that will determine, is this interesting or do we just kind of say no, right? If it's interesting, we're going to dive deeper into it and do some more analysis. But initially, we're just trying to figure out, is it even worth getting more information? Okay, cool, awesome. And thank you guys. Keep letting us know what's going on in the chat. I appreciate that. A couple of interesting ones. Harold said, analyze 4 companies. Said Preston, love it. Margaret, awesome. Bobby used local one instead of BBS. Great, fantastic bulletin board service. Found 3 businesses. Xavier, fantastic. Found one without a broker. Dolores, that's great. Bart, got a lot of franchises. Yeah, franchise is not terribly interesting, but can be. You have to get approved by the franchise or the person that creates the thing. So they aren't just no's, but there are royalties and lots of legal documents in those. So I generally stay away from them. Lynn, you've got 6 that you're analyzing. That's fantastic. I love it. That's great. You guys are awesome. Okay, and then the third one was identify the player's worksheet. So going through and identifying the actual people to talk to. So day 4, and I see it's already frozen on me, so I'm going to stop sharing and reshare. Day 4, we are covering now. There we go. Okay, caught up with me now. We are covering what to say, right? Okay, fantastic. So now you have caught the car as the proverbial dog that's chasing the car, and now you got it, and it's like, what do I do with it? Well, we got to figure out, what are we going to say to these folks, right? So this is where we are on the deal life cycle. We are in the what to say and ask box, and that is going to take us to how to make contact. How do we actually contact these people? Okay, there's a few different ways, right? So, one of the things that I wanted to mention too, because a couple of people said they got a little stuck on like finding a public company comp or on Crunchbase. And the reason that we give you guys so many different ways to do things is that not everything works, right? Not everything works for every company in every area in every country for every, everybody. So when I give you 27 different ways to source deals, you don't have to use all 27. You only need one that works. So if you get hung up on anything, just if something seems too hard, skip that one. Just don't worry about it. There's plenty of others. Okay. So here's how to make contact a few different ways. The first way is get a warm intro, right? This is best. Query your network. You would be amazed at how good and how connected the people in your existing network are. I can't tell you, like, everything I have ever wanted, I have been able to get from my network, whether it was I'm looking for a company that does this to I'm looking for a person who can help with this, who's really great at TikTok. We're trying to go into that right now. I get great answers, even down to personal things. My wife and I wanted to take her to a Chanel show, fashion show in Paris. And this was, I think, year before last. And apparently when I started asking, everybody's like, oh, it's impossible. You can't do it. No way to make it happen. And so I just put it out to my network on social, and somebody contacted me and said, I can't promise, but I might be able to make that happen. And they knew somebody who knew the president of Chanel USA. They made a couple of calls, and 2 months later, we're sitting in the stands in the Grand Palais watching Chanel people walk down, and Karl Lagerfeld, one of his last appearances before he died, came out. It was insane. You can reach out to your network and do amazing things. So please don't discount the value of your network. Number 2, make a phone call. Make a phone call. It's frozen again. Daggone those people at Zoom. Use Zoom, guys. Come on now. All right. I'm going to put Zoom with that Hal broker guy if they keep this up, right? I'm going to make a deal with Hal.
And hey, Roland, while you put that back up, let me interject in here real quick. Just so you guys know, I'm going to be launching some polls for you today. We want to find out a little bit more about what we can continue to do to help you be successful. We're halfway through the challenge. We want to make sure we're covering everything you guys need to be successful through this program. So you will see throughout the challenge today, or throughout the call today, I'll be launching a couple polls. If you guys give us your feedback, just to make sure we're addressing all your needs and your concerns, that'd be greatly appreciated. We're here to serve you and want to make sure you're as successful as possible.
So those polls will just pop up and you just click on the answer. Don't worry about it. It doesn't change anything. And they are anonymous. We do not know who is saying what. So if it's, please tell Roland to stop teaching and have Matt and Deanna teach because they're smarter than he is. That's okay. I'm never going to see it. Okay, awesome. So let's go back. Making a phone call. So call the person that you want to contact and then use the phone script that we're going to give you today. We're going to give you a lot of scripts today, right? What to say, what to do. That's the theme here. Number 3, write a letter. Write a letter to the person that you want to contact. An email? No, a letter, an actual physical, put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it kind of letter. Almost nobody does that anymore. And using some of the resources that we showed you yesterday, like the Secretary of State site and other resources, you'll be able to identify the home addresses of a lot of the owners. You send them direct mail there, it will get opened, right? Direct mail does get opened, particularly if it's personally addressed. So write a letter to the person that you want to contact using the letter template that we're going to give you today. The next thing that you can do is you can do a LinkedIn request. So find them on LinkedIn and then make a connection request. You might find that you're already connected to them. That's happened a time or two to us. But make a connection request, or if you can't make a connection request, you can use a thing called an in-mail. LinkedIn allows you to have a certain number of in-mail contacts, and then try to move the conversation to to a meeting if that's okay where you are now, COVID willing, and or a call or a Zoom. And then last but not least, the good old number 5, reach out on social media, right? Find and message them on social media and then try to move them to live chat or a call, a phone call or Zoom or whatever. These are the best ways to make contact. So get a warm intro, that's number 1. If you can't get a warm intro, make a phone call. That's usually the hardest. I know that's the scariest. So if you're feeling shy and nervous, don't worry. You don't have to make a phone call to start with. You will ultimately have to talk to another human being to buy their business, though. You can write a letter. You can use LinkedIn, which is very, very simple, right? And you can reach out on social. And those last 2 are, of course, the easiest and the least threatening, I think, to people. Remember, too, this is a numbers game, right? So I think I mentioned this earlier on, but the biggest mistake that I see people make when they get into doing deals like this is that they find a company or a couple companies and then they stop all of their search. And it's just like if you are in a business, if any of you guys have ever owned a business, when you start out, you're like, okay, I got to go find customers. And then you get the customers and then you start doing the work for the customers and you stop doing the work to get new people in. And then when you finish the work with the existing customers, you're like, oh, I got nothing to do. I got to go get more customers. So don't let that happen to you. It is a numbers game. Remember that for every, it's frozen again. Remember that for every 100 people that you reach out to, there will only be a certain number of those people who reply. So don't let that discourage you. Don't let that discourage you. You'll make 100 outreaches and you'll very likely from that see about 60 responses, right? So that's pretty strong. And that should lead to about 10 conversations, which will lead you to about half of those that you decide, I'm going to make an offer on that. The rest of them, I'm not so sure about. And a couple of you posted that in Facebook. I was just reading through the comments. And then get 1 to 3 deals. So for every 100 outreaches, you might get 1 to 3 deals when you're starting out. Now, for me now, it's significantly higher because I don't really go out and look for deals unless I need a specific thing. I have deal flow coming through my network and all the stuff that, that I'm teaching you guys. So for me, it's significantly higher. I basically, I would say I'm at maybe 33% of the deals that come my way that I decide to be interested in will end up turning into something. So as opposed to 1 to 3% if you're brand new. So it does get better, like many things, as you develop your network, as you get better at kind of vetting deals and vetting people that will be referring deals to you. So definitely something to think about there. Okay, now let's get into the nitty gritty. This is a LinkedIn request, right? A connection request. So if you're going to reach out, before we start with this, a word about scripts. Scripts can frequently sound weird when you read them out loud because they're written in someone else's voice. They are the words that someone else feels comfortable using. So these are the words that I feel comfortable using. They might not be right for you, but what they do is they give you an editable template, right? An editable template, something that at least gives you a framework of how to approach people when you are making requests, when you're doing this outreach. And so you can adjust these words to whatever you feel comfortable saying, okay? That's really important. You want to reach out and not sound canned, or if you're not comfortable with something, it will come through in your voice and in your demeanor and in your body language. So make this stuff yours, okay? These are things that you can edit and give you an outline of the types of things to cover. And if worse comes to worse and you're like, I don't know how to do anything and I just want to read the script, then these are fine, right? You can use these too. So what we do is, very first thing, we say hi and we use their name, right? So their name, and I've got to go do it one more time. All right, there we go. And we've got a poll going, which is great. Let's stop share for a second so that I can share. I'm going to move that poll out of my face for a minute while you guys are answering. Thank you for replying, and get back to sharing. Okay. All right. So their name, right? The very first thing, addressing them by their name instead of hey there. I get all kinds of LinkedIn Connect requests that are just hey, that are clearly spam. They're clearly not personalized. Then I am an investor. Why do we say investor? Why do we say investor? We say investor because we want them to answer us. We want them to see that we are coming with something that they want. And I'm looking to invest. And then we specify their industry in an industry company, right? In their industry. And then we say located in, and we say where they are in their geography, right? So their country, state, city, whatever. Then we even get more specific. We say, okay, now our qualifiers is we're looking for X to Y dollars in top line revenue. That's gross revenue, right? Top line equals gross revenue, okay? And top line revenue, your company came up in my research. Your company came up in my research is fantastic because it's vague, but it also indicates that you've done some work, right? Because they'll be like, how did you find you? My company is not for sale. Some people will say that. That's okay. I found you because I was researching companies in this industry because we're looking for a company like this to buy, okay? And since you are a blank there, now LinkedIn will tell you what the title of the person that you're writing to is. So you will be able to further personalize using their title. I'm requesting a connection. So my goal of this whole letter is this. I want to get connected to them on LinkedIn so I can correspond back and forth. I'm requesting a connection to see if you might like to chat about the possibility of working together, the possibility of working together in some way. Why do I not say, I want to buy your business and I'm writing you to find out about how to buy your business? Somebody say, somebody give me it in the chat. Gene said, why say top line instead of gross revenue? It's just the same word for different things. It can be off-putting. Absolutely, Stephen. Roy, too direct, right? Harold, not threatening if you do it this way. Yeah, you're aligning. Exactly, Brian. Right, too soon. Yes. Too aggressive. Yep, exactly. Great. Margaret, you may not want to buy yet. Exactly. You may want to talk to them and find out about the opportunities they know. Exactly. This is the least threatening way to start your conversation. The possibility of working together in some way is a universe, a huge universe of potential things you could be talking about, but you have been specific enough to let them know that you did your research and that you're not lazily reaching out blind to a million companies, right? So this is the best way I have found to start a conversation that will ultimately lead to you asking, have you ever thought about selling? Right? That's my high pitch thing I talked about earlier in the training. Okay, so now we say our call to action again. If so, please connect. That's our desire for this first connection request, and let me know a good time to chat, because I want a specific call to action, right? Let me know a good time to chat leads me to the next step. So my goal here was to get a connection, and then I want them to reply and ideally say, here's a good time to chat. So that is your LinkedIn connection request. Okay. Another way to do it would be this. So, and let me see, did it go? It didn't, so I'm gonna have to reconnect again. Okay. I find this to be the best way to share this stuff with you guys. So bear with me as Zoom is being very naughty today. Very naughty Zoom. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is another way to do it. Here we simply say, hi, again, first name, and then we say, this is if you own a business that is in the same industry. So you say, and this is building rapport right off the bat. I'm kind of like you. I'm in your industry. So I own a, whatever you want to call it, whatever industry you're in, I own a pretzel shop business, and I'm looking for their niche, maybe it's a bread baking company, business to refer what's in it for them, right? What's in it for them? They say that's the favorite radio station that everyone listens to, is what's in it for me, right? So I'm looking for someone in your industry to refer business, and that might be customers if you don't have like a bespoke service, a custom service, or if you have like a service that's a consulting service or something, or a law firm or an architecture firm, it might be clients. So whatever the right thing is. So, hey, I own let's say I own a law firm business and I'm looking for a paralegal business to refer clients to, because paralegal's different from law. Your company came up in my research. And since you're a title there, again, using their custom information, I'm requesting a connection. That's our call to action again, to see if you or we can set a time to chat to see if it's a fit. Please connect. Again, that's reiterating my CTA, my call to action, and let me know a good time to chat. Okay, very, very specific request. So this is if you're in the same kind of industry as they are. Now, for phone contact, a phone contact strip not related to your current business, or maybe you don't have a current business that you've decided you want to buy yet, right? So again, we say, hey, my name is Roland. I'm a private investor looking to invest in a type of company, looking to invest in a funeral home located in Geneva, Switzerland. And then I could either say option one, with between X and Y in top line revenue. And somebody said, why can't you say gross revenue? You totally can. Just say gross revenue instead of top line. Okay, I say top line. With between X and Y in gross revenue or top line revenue, or you could say with profits. So the difference was, one way we're talking about revenue, gross sales, right? The other way, and you might say turnover if you're in the UK, right? And then the other way is I've actually said I want a profitable company. I've identified the amount of profit. So you can pick whichever one you like. Neither one is right or wrong, just whatever you like. I'm looking to complete a transaction within the next 3 to 6 months. Your company, now this is specificity again. This is how fast am I going to act? 3 to 6 months. I am on this. This is top priority. I'm going to make this happen. It's worth your time to respond to me. Your company came up in my research, best line ever. So I'm touching base to see if you might like to meet and chat about it. That's it. Very, very friendly, right? Hey, my name is Roland. I'm a private investor looking to invest in a pet hotel located in Perth, Australia, with between 1 million and 2 million in top line revenue. I'm looking to complete a transaction in the next 3 months. Your company came up in my research, so I'm just touching base to see if you might like to meet or get on the phone and chat about that, right? That's pretty unthreatening and easy for you to say. Just customize it to your voice. But to me, this is something I'm very comfortable leaving as a message on a voicemail. Now, these, you can use a ringless voicemail. If you want to Google ringless voicemail service to reach out to a whole bunch of people, you can definitely do that. And okay, that's interesting. You can definitely do that, and that'll allow you to reach out in bulk. So ringless voicemail, if you wanted to load that message up, because that message is only specific to the name of the person. So you could skip the name of the person and just say, hey, I'm a private investor looking to invest in a pizza restaurant in Wisconsin with profits between $100,000 and $200,000. I'm looking to complete a transaction in the next 3 months. Your company came up in my research, so I'm sorry I missed you. I'm just touching base to see if you might like to meet and chat about that. Well, that then goes on everybody's voicemail. They don't even have an opportunity to answer, and then you just generate inbound calls. Those services cost money. So again, we're trying to show you how to do this without having to invest any money to start. But that is something that you can do as well. And let's get Zoom to re-cooperate here. Okay, so now we're going to go phone contact cold that's related to your current business. So this is, you already have this business going, and you're looking to add on using one of those 7 categories that I gave you in the worksheet. So use this phone script, right? Hey, my name is Roland. Your name? I own a business located in the location called the name of your business. And from time to time, I have customers who are looking for whatever they sell, right? Here, this is whatever they sell, okay? So I own an architecture business located in London called London Architect Services. And from time to time, I have customers that are looking for interior design services. I'd love to schedule a time, that's my goal here, to either grab lunch, if you can, COVID willing, next week when specific time, right, to learn more about your business and see if we might do some business together. What's your schedule look like next Tuesday, May 17th at 4 o'clock, right? Very, very specific call to action. We know what we're trying to get here, right? But I'm saying very specifically, I am looking to, I have customers who are looking for your business. So this is for sure, you are saying, I have the possibility of sending you referral business, right? And that means call me. You're going to for sure call me back, okay? Next one, here's another one. Hey, my name is Roland. I am a private investor looking to invest in a peach farm located in Alpharetta, Georgia, in the United States, with between $400,000 and $500,000 in gross revenue, top line revenue, whatever you like to say. I'm looking to complete a transaction in the next 3 to 6 months. Again, specific as to why I want them to respond quickly. Your company came up in my research, my favorite thing to say. So I'm touching base to see if you might like to meet and chat about that. Okay, that's my next step goal. Okay, you guys liking this? Let me know if you're liking this. I gotta know if you're liking it, because I can keep going and giving you more stuff. Let's see, there's my chat. Okay, I got a few people that like it. Okay, love it, great. Gia, Kyle, Preston, okay, Calvin, fantastic. Todd, okay, all right, good. Okay, fantastic. Love it. Okay, oh, great, this is great. Okay, lots and lots. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. It's very good to get you guys feeding back, okay? So this is a distressed business, right? So now this might apply to a lot more businesses now that are having a hard time. So if you know or suspect they're having a hard time, this is how we reach out. And how might you know it's a distressed business? You guys give me in the chat, and Matt, give me some Facebook responses too. Hey, Dan, thanks. Give me some ideas of how you might find distressed businesses. Just give me a couple. COVID is for sale. Yeah. COVID impacted, word of mouth. Yep. Attorneys. Yep. If they own airplanes, Todd. I love it. For sale for a long time. Roy, good. Preston, also desperate terms. Sunny real estate, lack of inventory in store. Fantastic. Those are all great ideas. It also might be one of the things that I suggest you do is reach out to suppliers of your business and say, hey, who's not paying their bills on time? Can you give, I'm interested in buying a business. I'm looking to do a little bit of a turnaround and add to mine. Who's not paying you right now? And you'd be surprised, like suppliers and creditors that you know of will absolutely tell you that, because if they like you and they think you're going to be taking that over and they can get paid, they'll absolutely refer to you. So that's a good source of them too. So lots of great ideas there. Yes, absolutely, Dolores. You can ask that. Thank you, Harold. I appreciate that. Yep. Brea suppliers. Okay, so use this phone script when we have a distressed business. So again, hey, it's me. This is my name. This is Roland. I work with a group of wealthy investors who provide capital to companies. Do you think that's going to be interesting to anyone? I work with a group of wealthy investors who provide capital to companies. Absolutely, right? So wealthy investors is something that sounds very appealing to people, right? And capital to companies. That's just as on point as it can be, particularly if it's distressed. We typically invest in, merge, or acquire the companies that we work with. Well, now I've seeded, because I've said invest, right? But what I ultimately would really like, and I might invest if it's a fantastic opportunity, I might put, some time or effort into it, but I'd really like to merge or acquire. So now I'm letting them know that there's a way out, acquisition or merger, right? Okay, so that's the seed there. Then, hey, if this sounds like something that might interest you, I know you need the money. You don't say that, right? I would love to set a time to discuss in more detail, right? Very simple. Now, why do we not say, I understand that your company is distressed and I think that I might be able to help you out? Why don't we say that? Charles, you're already interested. I like it. Cool. Negative, right, Tom? Yeah, shame, absolutely. Preston, yeah, don't say yes. Never get a meeting, Brian. Absolutely. Too aggressive. Not a good way to be built. Yes, absolutely. Calvin, you guys got it. Okay, you get it, right? Fantastic. So this is for distressed, right? But not scary to them, right? We don't want to scare them off. So, because scaring them off makes them unhappy. Okay, right. So now let's go cold to, I have to reshare real quick. Boom, boom. You get pretty good at resharing over and over when you're working on Zoom. Okay, there we go. There we go. Great. Okay, so this is a cold letter to a not related to your current business. And this is the letter template, okay? So the letters are a little bit longer. And so we're gonna say again, first name, right? Dear Joe or Dear Mary, I'm a private investor looking to invest or acquire in a airline company located in Singapore with between X and Y in profits. And I'm gonna do this within the next 3 months. Your company came up in my research as a possible investment opportunity. And I'm writing to see if you might be interested in receiving an investment. Think anybody's interested in that? In your airline, Singapore airline company, right? I'm writing to you at this address, which I found in the company public records, so you're not scaring them that you have stalked them and you know where they live, because that might be a question. If you don't address this now, they'll be like, how the hell did you get my address, right? That's not a good, you don't want them to be like walls up to start with. We want it to be very walls down. So we address this right off the bat. And we probably found this information through SecStates or one of the data companies that, or the registration companies in the UK or Canada or Australia or Europe or the United States or wherever you happen to be. Usually you'll be able to get the addresses that are listed for the agent for service of process, which more than likely is the person that formed the company, which is more than likely the owner, and that will be their personal address. So we're saying right now, how do we not have you freak out about that? We say, I'm writing to you at this address, which I found in the company public records. Why? To maintain confidentiality of our discussions from your employees. Now, why do we want to maintain confidentiality from the employees? Why would we not want the employees to know that we were talking with these guys about buying their business? Hit me up in the chat. Let me know. Curiosity drives engagement, right? Christopher, absolutely. Trust, yep. Employee might leave, yeah, exactly. Panic, Dave, right? Dolores, to keep them, they might freak out. Andre, right? You guys get it, exactly. So we're telling them right now that there's a reason that we wrote them at their home address, and we're also giving them a really good reason and letting them know that we're smart and we're thinking about, you know, hey, if an employee typically opens owner's mail, if the owner has any kind of assistant, right? So that employee would then read it and say, you know, this person wants to buy your business. You don't need that extra filter. You just want to go direct. Then we say, if this is of interest, if what is of interest? Well, having an investment or acquisition, right? If this is of interest, please let me know, and we can set a time. That's our goal for a call to explore the possibilities. Again, very, very non-threatening, very, very open. You can call me you can give them your number. I think that's always a good idea if you're comfortable doing that. If you're not comfortable giving your personal number, get a Google number or another number that you can forward to yours. And I will touch base. This is just the follow-up. This is just saying, basically, if I don't hear from you, I'm going to touch base on this day and date. If I don't hear back from you before then, that way they know that you're going to be following up. Okay. Then we go to the letter contact, the next thing. And this is a letter contact cold for a business that's related to your business. Okay, this time we're going to use this letter template. So again, we start with dear first name. I own a solar roofing company located in Greenwich, Connecticut, called Greenwich Roofing. You're very specific here, right? So you're saying you can look me up, and this way they can look up the company. So if you want to build, if you have a business that's got a website and everything, this is a real credibility builder, right? Called Greenwich Roofing, and from time to time I have customers who are looking for. So this is the referral play, right? Oops, maybe I can spell it right. There we go. This is a referral play. And so from time to time, I have customers who are looking for interior heating, let's say, right? Solar roofing. I don't know if they're looking for that or not, but I'd love to schedule a time to chat on the phone or grab lunch, whatever you're comfortable with. Love to schedule a time to chat on the phone. I personally, for the initial call, would rather just talk to them on the phone, because I don't know if I want to waste a whole day having lunch with them, or half day for something I don't even know if it's going to be a fit yet. I would do that in-person contact a few levels down of communication. Next week, when I want to do it next week. Why? To learn more about your business and to see if we might do some business together. Again, very, very vague and non-threatening, but promising. Do business together. Sounds good. I like that. What does your schedule look like for next, and again, specific time? So our goal here again, get a meeting, right? That's what we're after. Get a meeting. Okay, distressed business. This is going to be similar to the phone call, only a little bit longer. First name, dear first name, personalized. I'm a private investor looking to invest or acquire a company. That way, if they don't want to sell, they still will respond, because a lot of people who don't want to sell ultimately find that they do want to sell. So this is a process of you walking people through in their minds what they ultimately want, because most of them haven't ever even thought about it, okay? So like yours, that might be able to use a capital infusion. Would you like a capital infusion? I know I would, right? Many great businesses have chat. Remember, we know this is distressed, but we're not saying that we know that this company is distressed. Many great businesses have challenges getting traditional bank financing, and I provide a faster, easier alternative to that, right? So here's what the person who has the distressed business is reading, right? I can't freaking get traditional bank financing. I'm screwed if this guy's with the traditional bank. Oh, wait a minute. She understands that that sometimes it's hard to get traditional bank financing, and she's going to provide a faster, easier alternative to that. I love it, right? So I'm at least going to read the rest of the letter. Again, our standard, your company came up in my research as a possible investment opportunity. All these words are very, very carefully chosen. And I'm writing to see if you might be interested in receiving an investment or even selling. Even selling. Well, who would have ever thought you might want to sell, right? Greenwich Heating, I think we're on. I'm writing to you at this address, which I found in the company public records to maintain confidentiality from your employees, same as last time. If interested, let me know. And let's set a time to chat on the phone to explore the possibilities. Again, all words very, very carefully chosen. You can call me at, and then give them your number at your convenience. And if you don't, I'm going to follow up on this day and date. Okay, now you've got tons of ways to reach out and contact your sellers, okay? So now your homework, your mission is, number one, I want you to send one LinkedIn connect request. Use the exact language I gave you, or make it your own. If you feel uncomfortable with any of the language that I gave you, just make it your own, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Remember though, a lot of those words are very carefully chosen. I think you'll be able to pick them out. I tried to highlight them for you as we were going through this. Number two, if you are an overachiever, and I know lots of you are, with 27 companies and things like that, then do 5 times the number of these things. Send 5 LinkedIn connection requests. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to send a LinkedIn email, InMail, if you have InMails. That is typically a paid service So if you do not have that, don't worry about it. You don't have to send an in-mail, okay? That's your hall pass. If you don't have the ability to send in-mails, don't worry about it. The next thing, and this is for $0 traffic assets, that chart of all the different traffic assets that we identified, like Facebook groups and things like that. I want you to send one message through whatever platform that asset is on. Okay, so if it's a Facebook group, it'll be on Facebook. If it's a LinkedIn group, it'll be on LinkedIn. If it's a Meetup group, it'll be on Meetup, et cetera, et cetera. I want you to send one message to a $0 traffic asset. And then this one is, I'm going to say, optional, because I don't want you to be too scared. But if you are an overachiever, then do a phone call, okay? Phone call will actually it'll make it as real can be. So you'll actually have conversations with a seller, and you'll get to talk with them and find out what it's actually like. And the more you do that, the less scary it'll be. So I'd highly encourage you to do it, but it is optional just in case you are afraid or this would hold you back right now, because I want you to only move forward. And then last but not least, I want you to send one physical letter. Now, I am in one of the businesses that I have, two of the businesses that I have, is in direct mail. So I think we send about 1 million pieces of direct mail a month. So for me, I would never just send one letter thinking that that was going to be my outreach program, but I'd like for you to send a letter, because small steps make big steps, and momentum builds momentum, leads to achievement. So whatever you feel comfortable with, if you've identified 20 businesses you can send a letter to, send 20. But doing one connection request and one, let me see if I can turn that off. Oh, it won't let me edit it here. Okay. If you send, Anyway, if you send one LinkedIn connection request and one message on a $0 traffic asset and one physical letter, then you will be miles ahead of most people. Okay. So that's your homework. And that concludes today's training. Tomorrow, we are going to go into the analysis a little bit more. It's analysis light, okay, because we don't have days and days to teach you business analysis, but I can give you everything that you need. So don't worry about it. I know some of you have messaged us and say, I need to know how to do read a cash flow statement. I need to know how to read balance sheets and income statements. You don't actually need to know that to do what we're doing here. Your accountant should know that if you get to the point that you want to buy a company that you want to run due diligence on, but you don't, as I think I mentioned before, you don't always want to run due diligence before you even close a deal. If you're doing this in an SPV, you have no liability, you're putting no money out into it. Who cares if it's got some stuff that's not right, right? So you can do that after the fact, after you know you have a deal. But right now, all we need to know is how much does it make in terms of turnover or sales or top line or gross sales, whatever term you like. How much does it profit, which might also be called net income. It might be called EBITDA. It might be called seller discretionary earnings or SDE, or seller discretionary income or SDI, arose by any other name, right? But it's basically profit. And then that allows us to divide that profit. It might be cash flow too. They might call it cash flow. Divide that profit number into what they're asking for the business, and that'll give you the multiple. That's really all the math that you need right now, okay? We'll talk about a couple of things tomorrow that is a little more mathy, but really financial statements and cash flow statements and all that stuff, don't worry about that right now. You can have people help you with that. Right now, we want to teach you the process for building deal flow, doing the rough analysis, and then how to buy these things with no money down, which we'll also talk about tomorrow. We'll give you 8 strategies for buying these companies with no money out of pocket, right? I have 159 of them. So 8 will get you started, and then you can go as deep as you want, right? And then we have a fun surprise that I'm going to save to tell you until tomorrow. as well. So that's everything for today. Dee and Matt, do we have any questions that we want to go through today?
We do. Matt, do you want to start with Facebook, or do you want me to start on our other questions here in the poll?
If you want to start on the poll, I will say on Facebook, I just had the question a bunch, so I'm going to just cover it really quick. A lot of people are asking about creative financing. That is tomorrow. As Roland just mentioned. So we are going to be covering those strategies tomorrow. So make sure you are here with us, same time, same place.
Cool. Very good. Very good.
All right. Here, this first question is from Ken Hardison. He says, is there any software available for sale that you can punch in numbers from Pan Leandro Financials to get cash flow, EBITDA, ROI, and other important numbers we need to decide what to offer for the biz?
Yeah, there is, but again, right now, that's not.
Roland, we lost you. Roland, you're frozen.
Uh-oh. Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry,
We lost
guys.
Roland real quick. Give us a quick second. We'll get him on here.
Sorry, we froze Roland. Sorry, that question. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Hal got him. Yep, Bray, that's right. Hal got him.
It must have been Hal.
It must have been Hal.
Well, thank you guys for joining. We're going to get rolling back on and answer some of these questions. So if you give us just a few minutes, let him log off and log back on. We'll keep going. This is a great question. Gio was asking about the slides from yesterday and today. The slides from yesterday are already in the Facebook group. We sent out an email last night. And they'll also be going, the ones from today, we'll do the same with. We'll put them in the Facebook group and send out an email as well. And so I'll make sure to include those in the email going out today so you can get those in your inbox. So they went out about 7 o'clock Central Time last night. So if you did miss it, they're going to go out again today. We'll include all the slide decks in there.
Javier, you're asking about if you can't find the owner or website listing because it's private on BizBuySell. I think Roland talked about this yesterday. Just do your Google. Seriously, Google everything that you can on that. So, you know, that's the best way to do that. We'll go ahead and see if Roland can answer that anymore, but he did talk about that a little bit yesterday. Let's see here.
So Min was saying, I don't currently own a business and have selected a business. I'm worried that I'll buy a bad business and I will have to move from owner to turnaround specialist. I don't want to do that. Min, that's where the due diligence comes into play. We'll talk about a little bit about the creative financing and some due diligence, but that's really where the due diligence is going to come into place, is getting into the business and understanding, you know, exactly where it's at from a financial standpoint, employee standpoint.
Roland's here.
Oh, great.
Can we make him a host?
Yep, let's get him on here.
And then let's see here. Roland, we're telling everyone that Hal did this. This was all Hal.
Hal has hacked us somehow.
Hal.
He probably doesn't even know how to use a computer, has hacked us. So my internet is down, so I'm on the phone version of it now. So, okay, I am back though. We are here. We will overcome and make things happen no matter what.
Well, thank you. Well, we answered a couple of them actually. They were some ones we knew, so we answered them. One of the ones Javier was asking is, what if you can't find the owner website listed that's private on BizBuySell? Where else would you look?
Yeah, I would look on the website and see if there's any way to contact them there. And if not, then that's just not one you'll be able to get.
Okay. And what organizational tools do you recommend to keep everyone organized?
I'm sorry. Finish answering that. So who is and reverse lookups for website owners, and you can just Google how to find a website owner and follow the instructions. If that doesn't help, because there are lots of private registrations, then you're kind of out of luck unless you know somebody that knows someone who knows that person, or you have some sort of way to contact them that's listed on. Most websites do have, and a lot of them are required to in their privacy statement list. So at the bottom of a website where it says privacy policy and terms of service, click on those buttons, and very frequently in there, they'll list the name of the company So it'll say xyzdigital.pty, comma pty provides these terms of service, or the XYZ Co. Ltd. privacy policy is governed by. So go into those documents that are those little links at the bottom of the website if you don't have a contact us information and it's a private registration. And then you'll be able usually to identify the company that owns it. And then if you can Google that company, you can probably find out where the company is located. If you can find out where it's located, then you can use one of those Secretary of State or registration services to find where the company is. So that's kind of the detective work on the back end of that. Go ahead, Dee.
Awesome. Calvin was just asking what organizational tools you recommend to help them stay organized as far as follow-up.
Yeah, I think the easiest is, like a Google Sheet. A Google spreadsheet is probably the easiest. If you feel inclined, you can use a project management software like HighRise or one of those. If you want to be super fancy, you can use a CRM like Infusionsoft or Keep or Salesforce to keep track of those things. So whatever you feel comfortable with. MailChimp would be another one that a lot of people like to use. ActiveCampaign is another one a lot of people like to use.
You can use Monday.com as well.
Yeah, Monday is not really for outreach as much as I think for setting goals, right? But it will. Yeah, Monday is what we use to manage our OKRs, which is a whole rabbit hole I won't take you guys down.
Awesome. All right, this one is from Dave. It says, in the letters that we're saying things like, if you would be interested in a cash infusion, however, if we're deferring all payments and investments by putting no money down, then how are we able to actually infuse the cash? Or is that line strictly just to get the interest before we make the actual offer?
Yeah, so it is actually not just empty words, because there are plenty of places that cash can come for the purchase at the closing that are not from your pocket. So the fact that it's not coming directly from you or from a bank or more traditional financing source does not change the fact that it's money. So a cash infusion is absolutely possible. It's just going to depend on how we structure the deal. So I say that because that is the thing that will get you the most response. And it is also something that is a possibility in the list of things that we can do. Because when we're closing, a lot of people mix this up. When I'm talking about we're buying a company with no money out of pocket, does not mean that we're buying a company for no money. And that's an important distinction. It's just the money's going to come from other places.
Okay, Morris asked if you think that Zoom Info is a good place for them to check.
Yes, I do. I like Zoom Info.
Okay, and then let's see here. Ken Hardison said, because he got cut off, he didn't hear the answer to his question. It was, is there software available for sale that you can punch in numbers from Pan-Leandro Financials to get cash flow, EBITDA, ROI, and other important numbers we need to decide what to offer for the biz?
Yes, and I recommend any of it in particular. So just Google and check out companies that do financial processing, information processing. I build my own models in Excel. I noticed Al posted a sheet that was that a lot of you guys looked at that allowed you to plug in the numbers. It's really easy to build. So I just built that custom, and I don't really see paying somebody a certain number of dollars a month to have that done. You could also go to Fiverr or Upwork or a site like that and design what you want to know, and then have somebody probably build you an Excel spreadsheet. I would just say custom Excel spreadsheet build, and I would have somebody do that. You probably get it done for under $100 or €100 or £100, depending on where you are.
Nino says, I still have this question on SPV. As a unique shareholder of the vehicle, wouldn't you still be liable on a personal level?
No, Nino. It's a limited liability company, meaning it's a company that has limited liability as a feature. So you will not have personal liability unless you accept it. So it's the whole point of a corporation or a limited liability company is that liability is only with the entity itself, not with the owners. So as long as you use an entity like that, then Nino, you will not have to worry about it unless you personally accept liability.
Perfect. Andre says, how do we assess a Facebook group if they don't have cash flow and an asking price? And I think you talked about this on Saturday's call a little bit.
Watch and you will get your answer to that.
Yep. And then Tamitha is asking, does Facebook now have a group page for sale? I saw a for sale on the right-hand side of the navigation bar that looks like a setting from Facebook. Are you aware of that?
I have not. I'm not aware that they are doing that. So maybe they will, but I'd be interested in seeing it. You should take a screenshot of it and let us see it.
Okay, let's see here. Harold says, do you have a list of questions we should ask about information if we want to move forward?
Yes, and that is tomorrow. So you'll see when we do the analysis, that is the list of information that we'll gather. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
And we've only got two more. We're going to do these last two. Laura is asking, what info can potential sellers look up or access about your SPV?
Whatever information is on the organization that registered it for you. So if you registered it in, say, Nevada, then whatever the Nevada Secretary of State provides. If it was for with the registrar of companies in the UK or somebody like that, I forget what the FSB or something like, I forget what the acronym of the government agency is there, but it's what they'll be able to look at whatever information is available that you provide. So anticipate that, and you can always use nominee directors or officers if you want to.
And then the last question here on this one is from Ken Hardison. Is piercing the corporate veil, could that be a problem?
That's a huge, that's like saying the internet your thoughts, but it's piercing the corporate veil is when you can have personal liability even though you have a limited liability entity. There are very specific circumstances that allow that, but that's beyond the scope of discussion here. If you do things right, and you use your SPV and you don't lie, cheat, or steal, and you pay your corporate fees, then you shouldn't have any problem with piercing the corporate veil.
Perfect. Matt, do you have any questions on the Facebook group?
Yeah, I had a question. Roland, would you use the same scripts we laid out today to approach your competitors, or is there a better way to approach them?
I would use the referral script. So to me, that's the scripts that said, that we're in a similar industry or same industry, and I'm wondering if you might, the possibility about us referring business. Those are the things that I would do. If I'm talking to a competitor, then it's, hey, times are tough right now, and we're in the same business, and I was just reaching out because I have some things that are working for me. I also might have some business that I could refer your way from time to time, and I'd love to just kind of mastermind a little bit and talk about what's working for each of us, and if there might be some possibility of working together. That's what I would use there.
Awesome.
Cool.
And then the other thing was if you had any recommendations for fee-based accountants in the U.S. or any accounting commissions.
Yeah, I recommend Fully Accountable at fullyaccountable.com, and the owner of that company, Vinny Fisher, is a friend of mine, and we use them and are very happy with them.
Awesome. That's great. Yep, I think we covered all the rest of them and the other questions, so we're good for today.
Fantastic. Well, tomorrow is day 5, and we also now have, I think, a bonus day that we've added because of you guys being kind enough to help us hit our goals. So that is going to be on Thursday, right? At same time that all these calls have been?
Yes.
Same time, same place.
Yes.
Okay. And then tomorrow we have the last primary content call, which is we're going to talk a little bit about analysis, and then we're going to talk about how you actually buy these companies for no money out of pocket, 8 ways to do that. And in the meantime, your homework is reaching out to live human beings. So I want to see on the Facebook group, please post, either go live and tell us that you did it and how you did it, or take a screenshot or make a video, but definitely post in the Facebook group and let us know what you did. Because again, as you take each of these steps, this is a big one. I know this is a big ask for you. This is actually, going out a little bit and contacting other human beings. This is a critical part of the journey for you to get to the place where we can structure the deals and actually start closing them. So please, please, please do the homework, and please post and let everybody else know in the Facebook group. The reason to post in the Facebook group is not necessarily a brag, although you're entitled to it, right? I did this. You can pound your chest a little bit. But it's really to let everyone else know that it's okay. and let them see that other people are doing it, because that will encourage the people who don't feel comfortable to do it. So you'll be helping your fellow challenge participants when you share what you've done. And I, again, appreciate all of us to everything that you guys are doing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of the challenge. We couldn't do this without you. It would just be 3 people talking on a Zoom, and that wouldn't be any fun. Deanna, thank you for your awesomeness. If anybody has any questions, they can get a hold of Deanna. She's posted several times how to do that. It's in the Facebook group. And Matt, also thank you. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow, same time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye.